Hey, Carrie Burchill here with another episode of Shine Like a North Star. I am the president of North Star Coaching, and I really help teams and leaders slow down to go fast, which really means working on that interpersonal communication so that we build trust and have greater innovation and productivity and all of these great results that come out of strong communication. Now, in my consulting work, every single company's number one area of opportunity is communication. It doesn't matter what country you're in. So today's tip for you is to think about how we slow down to have that communication. More specifically, I want to frame up today's work on communication around the analogy, the urban legend of the frog. So you imagine that there's a frog in a pot. And the frog's, splashing around and doing what frogs do. And somebody comes along and notices that that pot is on the stove. And they think, oh, there's a pot of water on the stove. I should turn that on. And so the frog is still in the cold water, but now the element is turned on. And that water slowly becomes hotter and starts boiling. Of course, the frog dies, right? And that's what it's like sometimes in our day-to-day work of things kind of start heating up, get really busy, and before we know it, we're sort of past a point of recovery. We're depleted, we're burned out, we're frustrated. The same nagging frustrations are facing us every day in and out, right? So let's not be the frog, because nobody wants to be the frog that's boiled. Now, the urban legend also suggests that if you take a frog and plop it in boiling hot water, that frog is going to come to attention pretty quick and pop and hop out of that boiling pot, right? So our work in North Star Coaching and really in these Shine Like a North Star sessions is to give us all that moment of, let me feel the temperature of the water. Am I being a frog? Am I being plopped in a boiling pot of water? Like, what's the action that I need to take? Because often in our day-to-day spin, we don't really notice that. It creeps in on us. So what I really want you to think about today, which in turn will drive your communication, is whether or not you're the frog in the pot, right? So when was the last time that somebody came to you with a problem and, because we know that people are coming forward with issues all the time, a problem and a solution, right? When was the last time that someone really acknowledged your contributions to the team? When was the last time that somebody had an innovative idea that didn't come from you? And in fact, their idea was so great that the team rallied around that strategy and solution. So if you're unable to come up with some really quick answers to those questions, you might be the one working harder than your team. You might be the one in the pot spinning so fast you don't even notice your trajectory of burnout and energy and just it's creeping in on you. So the next time somebody comes to you, this is your communication tip today. The next time someone comes to you, ask questions before you take on that work. So I was coaching with somebody this morning, and we had talked about two people on a team, the leader and the team member. They're both working super hard. They're doing the right work. It's not a question of people are working out of their lane or maybe they're not motivated or engaged. Everybody's hair is on fire. They're going 110 miles an hour, like no question. And so the clients that they serve are having some fallouts, and the clients are emailing and saying, hey, what happened at ABC? Well, the leader needs to follow up with a teammate, and then there's this conversation back and forth and back and forth. Okay, let's pause for a second. What structure needs to be put in place so that back and forth doesn't happen? Taking it one step behind that even is to first say the client emails me, I'm the leader, and I need to go to the teammate and see what they've done. Let's ask a question first before I dive into fixing, before I expend the energy to just go, 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 go. So I'm going to approach my team member and say, hey, how did this happen? Okay, we're both super busy. We're both going 110 miles an hour, and we're both working on the right stuff. There's just too much of it. Okay. So then let's come up with a plan so we don't have this back and forth stuff, energy wasted, emotional waste, all that stuff. I'm not worried about whether or not the client's taken care of because we have a plan in place now. We've slowed down to have that communication. I'm not worried about offending you because we've agreed on a plan together. I'm not worried about stepping on your toes because we've slowed down to get a plan going together. So very simply, this leader said, I'm going to chat with my teammate and say, hey, if, I'll let you know when a client emails. If it's not taken care of by the end of the day, I'll do it. And if you take care of it, then just tell me it's taken care of. And we don't have to do this, what happened, did you know, what are we doing about, where are we at with, but. All of that energy going back and forth, the emotional waste that happens and the anxiety worrying about if the customer's upset. You don't want to step on the other person's toes. You don't want to make them feel like they're not doing enough. All of these things get cleared up when we just pause to have good old-fashioned communication. So, I would love to be a part of you, helping you get out of that pot before somebody comes along and turns on the element. Or if you find yourself maybe a little bit past the I'm a comfortable frog in cool water but in a pot, and your pot is actually boiling, I would love to help you pull out of the pot, jump out really, and think through what needs to shift so that you can do the work that needs to be done, feels good, successful, all of that stuff. Because the pot boiling with you in it is no fun for anybody, right? And even the people you're interacting with are feeling some sort of pressure just as a result of you being under pressure, right? So I'd love to know what you think about the frog analogy. Text me, comment right now. Does that resonate for you? Where do you think you're at in the frog pot analogy? Are you in the cold water, warm water, hot water? Just even give me a one word, warm, cold, warm, hot. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. And more importantly, I would love to be a part of supporting you shine like a North Star, right? Be your best and really tease apart what you can do to work smarter, not harder, and leverage that great communication. I'm Carrie Burchell. Let's be in touch. Text me, message me, call, you name it. I'm here to help you.